the magic kiss, I think, is an invention of Disney.
Yeah.
And, like, some of the films do it, but I feel like there's more of the films do the apple just falling out of her mouth.
What is it, the Kristin Kreuk one? It's a bear licking her face.
A bear licking... Instead of a prince kissing a princess, we get a bear licking a princess out of an ice cube.
Yeah. Do we agree that certainly of the evil queens, Gal Gadot is the most attractive of the evil queens? Or
No, I like the Spanish one.
Spanish. Maribel Verdu.
Yeah, I like.
Why do you think she's more attractive than? She's got more distinctive kind of facial structure. She's got kind of a long, bony face. Do they all have the mirror? Are there some that don't have them? Isn't the newspaper called The Mirror? Or
one
something?
of them's the Mirror's a newspaper, and it's like who has the biggest headline, who gets the front page of them all, sort of thing. And in one of them, it's the web page, who's the hottest on campus of them all.
Sydney, Nathan Lane, he's got like a string of sausages.
He's got a bag. These are her remains, and it's just a string of sausages. Yeah. In a few of them, she'll then eat the heart for some reason.
And in one or two, she tries to get the father to eat the heart for some reason.
Puts it in a pie or something and gets him to eat it.
There's no reason for that. That's
just generally because she's evil. It's like an evil thing to do.
They're like enchanted woods, aren't they? They've got in Snow White and the Huntsman. They're like
it's like
poisons, hallucinogenic
woods full of
spores.
hallucinogenic mushrooms and things, and like no one else can go in there because they'll hallucinate and die. The Charlize Theron one is kind of trying to be Lord of the Rings. She's got like a whole army of like stone soldiers or something that shatter and then reform. And the Snow White is I think it's the only one where Snow White puts on a load of shiny armor and charges at a castle on the back of a horse.
It's weird in the Rachel Zegler one because there's kind of a like independent woman thing going on, but she doesn't like physically do anything.
No, she remembers their names. That's the thing. That's the thing. Well, not physically, I suppose.
It's kind of not so bad to have the woman's trick is to remember people's names because that's what women do, isn't it? They're good at remembering people's names.
I suppose so.
But it just needed another draft, didn't it? It's probably a more elegant way of doing it. It feels
a draft where the dwarfs actually get to do something rather than just. Once the threat is completely gone, the dwarfs show up behind them in the castle and say, and we got into the castle while all the stuff was happening.
Well, that whole version's weird because you've got the 7 dwarves and 7 bandits, and it feels very much like a couple of confused screenplays kind of colliding with each other.
Yeah.
Different drafts getting all mixed up together.
I'll stay with you because this place is a mess and I'll clean it up for you.
And they need a boss to tell them how to manage the cleaning.
Well, in the modern Disney one, it's like, I'll stand here and sing while you do all the work. I'll just point at things you need to clean.
That's why
ungrateful.
That's why
you let me stay here for free and I'll point at the things you need to clean.
That's why all these passport bros are going to Indonesia, get themselves a traditional wife. Because in Blanca Nieves, she like helps them have their matador business or whatever the fuck they do, some entertainment business.
You let me stay here and I'll be a matador in your matador show. The German one, she's like, I'll be your manager and deal with the local giants who are disappointed that you're late on your latest delivery.
Yeah, see, they figured out a way to get around the idea of her just being like a housewife who does all the cooking and cleaning but still do something useful. Whereas I don't think the modern Disney one, managed to square that circle of like, she can't just do the cooking and cleaning because that's sexist, but we don't have anything else for her to do. Without peer, without competitor, by a country mile, the best adaptation is the Diana Rigg one.
Yes,
for this
she actually
gets
of it. 3
she does all 3
disguises, and she kills Snow White in three different ways, which reflect the original story.
Yeah,
obviously you got the apple. You've got a scarf that like suffocates her or something, and a comb.
Yeah, first is the scarf, then it's the comb.
A comb she puts in her head that's poisoned somehow. And every time she's certain she killed her, even though the solution in every case is just, we'll take the comb out and now she's all right. Because you've read the first bit now, and now you're going to read 3 more bits which are basically identical. You only need the apple or some other thing.
Oh, but I like the repetition. Why even have fucking 7 dwarves if you're not going to tailor to people's love of repetition? This time, she said, I shall think of something that will destroy you.
This time I shall try exactly the same plan with a slightly different gizmo.
Almost identical. Snow White looked out and said, "Go on your way, I'm not allowed to let anyone in." So she's learnt her lesson, so she's not going to let this one in. "You surely may take a look," said the old woman, pulling out the poisoned comb and holding it up. The child liked it so much that she let herself be deceived, and she opened the door. Stupid girl. And she made a poisoned apple. I don't know if this is a bad
poisoned
addition,
apple.
but I don't know why it would say poisoned apple. From the outside it was beautiful, white with red cheeks, and anyone who saw it would want its cheeks. But anyone who might eat a white apple, who would eat a fucking white apple? Do they all have apples?
Do they all have them? I think they probably
Kristen
do.
Stewart eats an apple.
Except for Sydney White, where she has even in that she has an Apple laptop, which gets poisoned by a virus. So every film has some version of the apple.
Poisoned apple, man! I didn't spot that. They were going to bury her, but she still looked as fresh as a living person and still had her beautiful red cheeks. Man, if she looks, I don't know what age she is, but if she's technically dead, but she's like warm to the touch and everything, then what man could resist it? She's technically dead. Well, I suppose morally it's having sex with a corpse, which people do frown on, but if you're a modern liberal person and your sense of morality is based on harm, there's no moral basis for a moral objection, is there?
Well, surely it's sort of implied that even though the dwarfs can't figure it out, she's basically asleep. They just can't figure out how to wake her up.
The dwarfs probably would have tried to have their way with her anyway while she was still alive, if they were that way inclined. We don't know how young she is because they're dwarves and she's like young. Maybe they think, she's the right sort of size for me.
She dies. She gets killed. She gets eaten by CGI gnomes. There's a load of gnomes that she's like turned into sort of stone on the ground. So when they come back to life, they're like, "We're going to take revenge by eating you." Jumping ahead a bit here, but in every single film, the queen dies in a different way. There's a lot of things that all these films do the same, but the way the queen dies is always different, and none of them are the same as in the original story. Because some of them are sort of gruesome. She gets, burnt to death.
But she falls off a cliff in the original one, I think.
Often her fate is like linked with the mirror somehow, so the mirror gets destroyed. In the Gal Gadot one, it like turns into a black hole and pulls her in.
Right.
In Mirror, she turns really old. Diana Rigg one, she like turns old and then just crumbles into dust. Sigourney Weaver, I think, gets burnt alive. Vanessa Redgrave, she doesn't die, but
she just can't see her reflection
her punishment, and she can't see her reflection anymore. The modern German one, her punishment is she has to destroy the statue, the Mount Rushmore statue that the villagers were making of her, which is a bit of a weird one. So she's sort of fine at the end of that one. She doesn't get much of a comeuppance. But in none of them does she get put in red hot shoes and forced to dance herself to death.
And that's at a wedding as well.
That's a wedding. That's the entertainment they have. Yeah.
Then they put a pair of iron shoes into burning coals. They were brought forth with tongs and placed before her. She was forced to step into the red hot shoes and dance until she fell down dead. The end.
See, why would you not end your film that way? That's going to be so memorable.
It's the Game of Thrones thing, isn't it? That's a George R.R. Martin level detail placed in a story that's meant to be a U or a PG or something like that. It's just offensive, isn't it? This idea that women should be bosses because they're women and they don't have to do anything. They have to give anything in return.
You find that offensive, do you?
It's like in the coding. Like Rob did this coding course. And it was 150 people on his course, and 30 of them were women. And like about a month or so after the course concluded, all 30 of those women had coding jobs, and most of the men had to wait months before they finally found a coding position. That's why this Disney version is so offensive, because it's part of the message, isn't it? It pisses people off.
This is the whole reason we started doing this, because there was a big backlash against it where they showed like the Snow White who was brown and the seven dwarfs who were like all the different colours of the rainbow and so forth, and weren't dwarves because it was racist to hire dwarves nowadays or something.
She wasn't just brown. She was also like, oh, we're not going to have some like weird, creepy old prince just like kiss her. And like she also was infected with the message. Isn't it like the bit where they're all dirty and they need to get washed before they have a meal? Isn't that like 10, 15 minutes of screen time or something? That goes on for ages.
Yeah.
It's fucking agonising. I mean, I suppose if it's for little kids, like trying to force them to wash themselves is like something they'll identify with, I suppose.
Yeah, it's probably entertaining, probably good enough for little kids.
There's a lot of like, you know, like when you're a kid and there's like something that really gives you the creeps and gives you nightmares and stuff. That Twin Peaks one where half his face is still stone and half his face, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
That's more creepy than anything else in any of these other Snow White versions, I think. The reason I think why I gave it a good score is because I think it has the best cinematography of any of these films. Mirror, Mirror, that has good set design and good costumes.
Yeah, it looks like a Terry Gilliam movie at times.
But it looks quite televisual the way it's shot. It doesn't look... Whereas the Sigourney Weaver one's like very atmospheric. It's got nice... it just kind of looks the way a film is supposed to look. It's a really nicely shot film. Yeah, it has a certain atmosphere to it. Writing wise, it's kind of weak and does just seem like a lot of dark stuff for the sake of having dark stuff. Yeah, so Blanca Nieves is next.
The ending's the worst part, isn't it? It's like so unsatisfying.
Maribel Verdu is attractive. I don't like anything else about the film. I do like the ending. Just because it's
different.
It's just different, yeah. It is
different.
I don't think it's like an illegitimate way to end the story either. I think that's a perfectly valid ending for that story. It makes that film, which I don't like very much, more interesting, I would say. Both elements of the heroine's name Schneewittchen are in Low German, although the tale itself was recorded in High German. The High German form of the heroine's name would be Schneeweißchen, or Schneeweißchen, spelled with an SZ. So there you go.
Great, that's good to know.
Schneeweißchen. Next is Sydney White, which
shouldn't be on this list, really.
Well,
he's not a prince. He's literally a guy whose surname is Prince.
Hi ho. He says hi ho.
It's just like, it took us way too long to realise that the nerds had the qualities of the different dwarves.
I don't think we actually realised it while we were watching it. I think I read it on some website or something. Oh, and she's definitely not the fairest of them all. Oh, she's popular. That's what it is. She's just likeable.
People just like her more than the other character.
Because the other girl's popular just because she's like, not because she's popular, but because she's like Queen Bee. She like, however people get popular in schools and things, she kind of knows how to work the system.
And the women in her sorority like her because she encourages them to eat pies and stuff.
Yeah. Snow White and the Huntsman at number 2, which is funny because it's not a very likeable film.
This is probably the best looking one, isn't it? Just because it's probably one of the biggest budget ones.
Well, I mean, I would put the Sigourney Weaver one as the best looking one because for me it's
more atmospheric.
Yeah, it's more like what a real film is supposed to look like, whereas...
Charlize Theron's like one of the best actresses in any of these films, but she's also one of the worst queens.
Yeah, she's miscast.
Because she's better at like quiet roles, and in this she has to keep shouting, and it's like really kind of unthreatening. Well, it's a bit like with the dwarfs, like their role wasn't fleshed out. They got these really good actors to play them, and then they didn't really do anything. They opened a gate in the castle, and that was it.
Yeah, I think they just knew they were going to do a high budget. They were going to pour a shitload of money.
Lord of the Rings
get some
money.
of that Miramax money, yeah. They knew like how long it had to be and what the tone was going to be and what the visuals were going to be like and all that sort of shit, but they didn't figure out what their story was.
Looks good and has a lot of action and kind of reasonably straightforward story. There's a real evil queen and a magic hero good guy who kills her.
Because it did have good acting, it was well directed, it did look really good, it was quite atmospheric. Yeah. Just on a kind of basic level, you'd be like tick, 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 tick. It's doing all these things well, if nothing else. And then the best one, Mirror, Mirror, starring Lily Collins. She's probably objectively one of the most kind of mid Snow Whites, but she's got a loveliness about her. Well, I mean, Kristin Kreuk's a complete fucking charisma vacuum. You've got to admit. Lily Collins is a lot more kind of likable to watch and Kristen Stewart as well. It doesn't have that much charisma.
So you think Mirror, Mirror is the best Snow White performance-wise? Or personality-wise?
No, she's just got charisma. She's
charisma-wise?
Yeah, she's just likeable. But
there's a lot of weird, interesting visual choices in this one. Like I was saying, it looks like a Terry Gilliam film at times when the dwarfs all show up on stilts. A lot of it looks like it's like a really obvious set.
Or Tim Burton as well.
Yeah. It's like a really obvious set, but it's quite a kind of fun-looking, colourful, interesting set.
Yeah. Reminds me a bit of like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or something. It's one of these things. It's one of these like old Disney films that's supposed to be, or Mary Poppins or whatever. It's like no one cares if it looks artificial. It's about the spectacle and the storytelling and the choreography and all that sort of stuff.
It's probably the funniest one just because you've got Nathan Lane in it.
Yeah.
And he gets turned into a cockroach.
He gets buggered by another cockroach or something.
Molested by a grasshopper or something like that.
Yeah.
Because she's not the one getting rescued in this. She's the one that chooses to become a bandit, and then she rescues the prince. So it's like the one where the main character has the most agency. Yeah, so, which is also makes it more satisfying.
Man, you're so fucking hung up on it. Who gives a fuck about
because
agency?
It's a more satisfying story.
I don't care about that.
You have like a good guy who just doesn't do anything and just things happen to them.
All right. Do you want to end it there? Said everything you want to say?
Yeah. Got to do dinner.